I'm Adrian, the cruise and travel guy. Coming after a slew of similar announcements, yesterday Princess Cruises informed the public that Grand Princess will not be returning to Australia during our summer 2025-2026 cruise season. The question that many have asked is, are we being abandoned? In an email sent to travel agents yesterday, a Princess Cruises representative wrote, "We constantly review and revise our deployments as part of our ongoing product strategy, and will be redeploying Grand Princess from her planned Australia summer season to San Juan, Puerto Rico, starting 12th of October 2025 and running through 29 March 2026. While no further explanation or justification was provided, the term ongoing product strategy would indicate that this decision was part of commercial considerations. The Caribbean is one of the world's most popular cruise destinations, and San Juan is an important cruise hub within the region. It's a destination in and of itself, but also allows access to other southern Caribbean ports that are not easily accessed from Florida on a typical 7-day cruise. Princess's return to San Juan marks the first time in over a decade that the cruise line has based a cruise ship in the port. Grand Princess will operate 2 alternating 7-night itineraries between those dates. As for Australia, the cancellation of Grand Princess's entire season was preceded by a number of similar changes from other cruise lines. Virgin Voyages recently canned its entire 24-25 Australian season, and up until now has no confirmed plans to return. Cunard likewise has announced Queen Elizabeth will not return to home port in Australia over the 25-26 summer. Like Grand Princess, she will instead sail from the US. Royal Caribbean recently swapped out one of its larger ships for something smaller, removing Quantum of the Seas from the Brisbane summer cruise schedule and replacing her with Voyager of the Seas beginning in summer 25-26. While it's a bit of a stretch to think that Australia is being completely abandoned, I believe that these changes are inextricably linked to the problem that cruise lines are facing finding space in Sydney Harbour. As much as Aussies love to cruise, and we do, the numbers are staggering, cruise lines appeal to markets all over the world. International tourists fly to destinations such as Australia for new cruise experiences, and as beautiful as the whole of this country is, if you're flying the distance from the US, Europe, Asia, or anywhere in the world, you want the Sydney experience. The problem is, cruise lines just can't get it. While some of this is just me connecting the dots, and I could be wrong, I do think that cruise lines are facing challenges selling berths from other key Australian ports such as Brisbane and Melbourne. Royal Caribbean in particular was offering some incredibly sharp pricing on its Quantum of the Seas sailings last season, with voyages from Brisbane often coming in hundreds of dollars less per person than comparable cruises from Sydney. A smaller ship for Brisbane in the 25-26 summer season should help equalise supply and demand. Grand Princess was primarily scheduled to sail from Brisbane, and now she's not coming at all. As cruise ships continue to grow in size and scale, the very real problem for Australian cruisers is that the variety of cruise ships directed to our region will decline, and that, I believe, at least in some considerable part, is due to Sydney, and more specifically, the complete and foundational failure of anyone in a position of authority in securing a viable second international cruise terminal within the city. Make no mistake, I can't even begin to imagine the difficulty the governing bodies will have in securing that second port facility in Sydney, but it is their job and they do need to do something about it. Nevertheless, I don't know that I'll be holding my breath anytime soon. Let me know in the comments, were you affected by any of these cancellations? Do you think that Sydney needs to get its act together, and Australia, and figure out a second cruise terminal for Sydney? Wherever you are, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Click that subscribe button if you haven't. And if you're looking to book a cruise, you can head to my website, thecruiseandtravelguide.com.au, and give me a follow on Facebook and Instagram if you haven't. You can keep up to date with my travels as they happen live at The Cruise and Travel Guide. Thanks again, and I'll see you soon. I'm Adrian, the Cruise and Travel Guy. Hey. The term ongoing product strategy would lend itself to being it's a destination in and of itself, but also allows access